Here to recap the Liberty women's basketball season, head coach Carey Green, and a great showing of support down in Chapel Hill last week, Coach. Before we talk really about that game, but just applaud the effort from the fan perspective to just show up there at Carmichael.
Well, we certainly should applaud them. I think we had maybe 10 bus loads going down and had a good representation of our community and obviously of Liberty University. They were certainly loud and heard, and I'm biased, but I think we out-shouted them, and it was definitely encouraging from a coaching perspective as well as the players, and we're very thankful that the administration really got behind them and provided that opportunity for our students.
I think looking back at the box score and watching that game and listening to it with the play-by-play from Jamie Hall, you hit a three here or there, might change the complexion, but you being the expert of your team, what would you say went into that game as the Tar Heels won by 6?
Well, we had a slow start, and if we just shot our average at the three-point line, then I think it might have been a different game. But it's unfortunately, we had a little butterflies in the first half, didn't play very well, and didn't shoot the ball very well from the three-point line. Second half, we played much better. Actually came back and won the second half about maybe 8 points, did a great job on the boards. We just got too far behind. It's that simple. Got to shoot the ball well, got to make shots, and got too far behind, 13, 14 points down, and got it down to 6 a couple times, and ended up with a 6-point loss. And we had our opportunities. Sadly, it just didn't happen. Very proud of the young ladies. They really fought back, showed character, and they've always been a little bit better in the second half. If we just hadn't got so far behind in the first half, I think we could have won that game. And the other thing is, let's just say we played even Steven, what we did, on a neutral floor. I think North Carolina have been a little bit more uncomfortable, and I think that would have been enough to be victorious. But our hats off to them. We want to congratulate them, and as they actually have moved on in the tournament. And we'd like to look at scores and things and sort of make a comparison. Obviously, you got to go through North Carolina to play the next game. Next game was Ohio State. Ohio State beat VCU by 10, and we beat VCU by 16. It would have been great that if we're in that position, maybe we'd be playing in a Sweet 16. But it's unfortunate. Got to win every game. It's win and survive at this point in time.
Each season has its own DNA. So when you look back at this season, when you reflect and reminisce, what do you think about?
Well, I guess the development of players. We had a new girl, Carly Bueller, show up. We had some growth from previous year that obviously is disappointing when your expectation is to win a conference tournament and you don't reach that goal. You have to come back and be resilient and see how well you can respond, and champions do that. So it was really great to see the development of the team and the resilience, and as they went into conference play and did very well in conference play and building their confidence up. And in the non-conference, really some big-time challenges on the road: NC State, Minnesota, South Carolina. Number 1 seed right now in the tournament, and at that point in time, I think we're number 1 in the country. So, good challenges and growth. So, as we look back, certainly say we were very, very blessed. It was big challenges for us, but see the team just continue to develop and become more and more consistent, and hopefully we can use this as a springboard as we move forward into next season.
And you mentioned this team being hungry from a year ago, getting ousted in the semifinals of the Big South Championship to hang another banner here in the Vine Center. How important was that to this team?
Well, I think they wanted to reestablish themselves. If not, there's self-doubt that comes in. And, we've been carrying a bullseye on our back for so long. And, when we got shot down, it was time to wake up. We've got to work for this, and we've got to earn this. And that's what they really did. They really responded well with Coach Williams in the weight room, off-season conditioning, running at the patch. That's a sand course that we run and work out at, and just the commitment that we had during the off-season with those that were returning. And a few new additions of freshmen and a transfer.
You lose 4 seniors from this team. Not too early to start looking ahead to next year. So as you meet with the girls and have your kind of exit interviews from this season, what are you going to tell them as you get ready for 2015-16?
Well, I think each of them have to reassess, and as we will, reassess and review the past season. We've lost 4 good leaders. Jasmine Garner gave her heart in the last game, and they had to take her off by pushing the button saying you got 5 fouls. If not, she would continue to be on the floor. You have good leadership from Emily Frazier, who had been with our program for 5 years and suffered through some adversity and injuries and things like that. And she was determined and showed us great leadership in her senior year. And then a transfer who was sort of unique. She didn't come in blowing her own whistle or own horn. Carly Bueller just wanted to be accepted and participate and give contributions. She did a great job with that. And then Ellie Rollins, who is a great leader off the floor as well as in practice. She just didn't get it to the game floor, but she is solid Lady Flame, and we're thankful for their contributions. As we move forward, the roles change. We need some people to step up and assume a different responsibility. And that even begins with freshmen who just basically come in and they're just trying to survive, so to speak. But now their contributions are expected to be at a much higher level, as well as those that are going into their senior year. And I think you can real quick, simply because of stature, you're going to look at 3 bigs. You Catherine Kearney and Ashley Reininger and Caitlin Adams to lead us, and we expect that to happen. But then we've got to have some other people start assuming different roles, because as we talked about, some of the leadership we lost were at guard position, and we've got to get solid there in our contributions, and it's got to continue to grow and with our team chemistry and development.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time. Thanks for always the insight you give us here on LFSN to what your program's all about. Have a great off season, and the new season will be here before we know it.
Thank you, and we wish everybody a blessed Easter holidays.
That's the head coach of the women's basketball team, Carey Green. I'm Alan York for Liberty Flames Sports Network.